We are now joined
by a veteran
of the podcast.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Emily Kroll.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank
You are
you.
the third most tenured.
That's crazy to think.
It's amazing, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Third most tenured staff member at GRL. That's something to be said.
I mean, when I think 6 years, that's a long time.
You have put up
That
with
is,
a lot
yeah.
of stuff.
I
6
have.
years.
I have.
I have your official start date, August of 2017.
Yes, that's correct. August 9th.
So are we going up on 7?
No, I think this will be 6 when it gets
Oh, yeah.
in, right? I think this
Math.
will be 6, yeah.
It's hard for you.
Yeah, it
I
is.
get it. They don't go over that in
You
law
want to
school.
know why I remember my start date so vividly?
Yes.
Because Matt really wanted me to start that day, and I really wanted to go to Vegas. And I asked if I could, start a couple days later, and he was like, no, sorry, we really need you. And I was like,
Did he really?
Yeah.
So
Because Melissa was going to be going on vacation, and you guys were super, super short-staffed. And
Matt foot stomped you going to Vegas.
yeah, I didn't get to go to Vegas. So that's why I know it was August 9th.
That's hilarious,
For
actually.
the record, Matthew T. Lindholm prevented you from going to Vegas.
He did, but he hasn't ever prevented me from any vacations since. So.
And you are, quite frankly, Lisa, we have some gals here that are just amazing at vacations.
That is something I'm good at, yes.
You are
Queen of going somewhere cool.
queen of cool, queen of cool, and you're kind of like the de facto travel agent for GRL.
Yeah, I am. Actually, Madison just asked me to help her book some airfare today, so.
Because this year we made the requirement that everybody has to come up with a outside training that would apply at GRL, and thankfully Emily's like, here's how you save money
It's
on
like do
your
it in my
travel.
personal life.
Correct.
so.
And you just got back from the ultimate Peloton experience.
I did. Oh my gosh, yes.
And we learned from a little birdie that you have now officially done 800
Yes.
rides on Peloton.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 800, yes. And I did my 800th ride in the studio with Cody on Friday evening. And while I was in the studio, then I got a live studio shout out where he announced in the studio that I was there and I was riding my 800th rides.
I heard
Will
you.
you remember that for the rest of your life?
Oh, absolutely.
I heard you screwed something up.
I was just so embarrassed when I went to talk to him. I mean, I've been riding with this guy for 5 years, and he is just absolutely, I adore him. I mean, he is a very gay man, and that is perfect, but he is still beautiful, and I love him, and he's so funny. So when I got to talk to him, he said, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Iowa. And he goes, oh, did you bring me some corn? I just was so flustered, and I didn't know what to say, and I go, I should have brought you Busch Light. It has corn on the cans. And then it was like the thoughts were just going out of my brain. And then I just kind of froze. I was like, oh my gosh, you sound so
What
stupid.
did I just say?
You sound so stupid. And he just looked at me and then quickly changed the conversation. He goes, so what are you doing here in New York? And I was like, oh man, I really screwed that up. So now, yeah, I don't know. I'll never look at the corn Busch Light cans the same again.
Well, you can.
We just
do you
saw
wanna,
one.
Do you want to say something to Cody right now?
Oh my gosh. No. He would never watch this, but I also
You
learned
don't know that.
Yeah,
I
we're going to
know.
be famous someday.
That's true.
Worldwide.
But Leilani also wrote him an Instagram post, DM'd him about my ride because she was so concerned and she wanted to make sure I got a shout out. It was the cutest
That
thing.
is adorable.
So he has now been spammed with people trying to make sure that he knows who I am. So
And now he knows.
Well, that's fantastic.
yes, it was pretty awesome.
Emily, we came up with questions,
Oh, uh-oh.
and I'm kind of randomly selecting them.
Okay.
And for you, I want to know, what is the most interesting thing you have learned while working at GRL?
Ooh. I mean,
You came from pharmacy, right?
I did come
Yeah.
from pharmacy, but I feel like, and this isn't very funny, I feel like it's practical. What I learned, what I feel like is very interesting that I did not know, really has nothing to do, because mostly I work on criminal cases. It really has nothing to do with that. It's more learning the PI side of things, learning that basically when you go to the doctor or have any medical service, that they just make up an amount of money that they are charging for that service just to see how much your insurance will pay. And that then, once the insurance pays a small portion of that made-up number, they write most of the rest of it off. And that is wild to me. and I just can't even fathom that there's all this money that it costs, but it doesn't really. It's just like made up.
Like when you look at medical record billings and you're like, okay, lots of numbers, don't know what a single one means.
Yeah, and it's when you look at
Why did that Band-Aid cost $52?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a good Band-Aid. Where do I get one?
and the Tums, that's like $3 for a Tums and things like that. And I don't know. I guess I just didn't know that things didn't have like a set price to them and that they could just make up that number in the hopes of getting the most money. So I feel like that is just something that blows my mind. And then I can use that in my everyday life when I'm like looking at, my husband's recent medical bills. So
Speaking of your second job, also your first job is currently playing nurse to your broken husband.
it is, yes. He tore his patella tendon
I'm not laughing.
On video.
on vacation.
On stage.
Yes.
I watched it until right about it happened, and I was like, no, that was a bad idea.
He was auditioning to be the king of Mardi Gras on a cruise ship and tore his patella tendon on stage in front of about 1,500 people. And yes, has not walked for 3 months. And so yes, I am very much nursing it at home. But
Was he the king of Mardi Gras?
I mean, like unofficially.
By default.
They
Out of pity.
they resumed the competition at a later time because that just put a kibosh on the competition. Yeah. But they did give him a King of Mardi Gras sash and like a trophy.
And he wore that to his surgery?
No, he did wear it later.
Knowing him, that's framed on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's kind of still upstairs in the bedroom where he hasn't gotten up to yet. So I figure
he'll find it in 6 months and forget about it.
He will. He'll find
That's
it.
really funny.
His trophy's up there and everything. So yeah, I mean they did feel bad. So.
That's funny. Next question. If you had a random day off to do whatever you wanted to do, what is it that you would do?
It depends. I feel like I have 2 answers. I mean,
Let's hear them both.
I feel like if it was something here, like in town, I would not tell Brad that I was not going to work, and I would book myself a whole day at a spa doing manicure, pedicure, facial, massage, all of those types of things.
Sounds lovely.
That I feel like I need and deserve.
A self-reward for
Yes.
tolerating
Yes.
the king of Mardi Gras.
For all the hard work I've put in the past few months. But, I mean, if it was, I don't know, something more extravagant, like, here's the thing. Now I know that there is a nonstop flight from Des Moines to Newark, New Jersey, and I could get on a plane and be there in 2 hours and go do another Peloton ride, like, tomorrow night.
With Cody.
Yeah.
And take him some Busch Light.
And corn.
Some it's sweet corn.
I
cheese
know. I would,
almost.
peaches and cream. I would bring him Busch Light.
It's really
peaches
good
and
right now. I had
cream.
some last night.
Only if you
So-
get that on video.
Yeah.
Cody, we got you some Busch Light.
Cody,
and
I'm back.
peaches and cream.
They gave this whole announcement in the studio, and I feel like that's why I was so flustered, because somebody came up and said, if you have gifts for Cody, this is what you need to do with them. And so I thought, oh gosh, people bring him gifts? Like, I didn't know. I was so unprepared. And so then when he said, did you bring me corn? I was like, oh gosh, he was expecting gifts. And so then
I want Cody's job.
I know. And so, yeah, I was like doubly flustered because I was like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to bring him something.
That's funny.
So,
I'll come back with the corn and the Busch Light.
Yes.
so this is fun because the purpose of this episode is to shine a light on those of you that make this place work and to give you some public appreciation, allow people to put names to faces, personalities to faces, and we are beyond thankful for you tolerating us since August of 2017. I checked my
No
notes.
problem.
And so as part of our appreciation, we are giving you a day, paid PTO, to be used within handbook regulations. Not everybody's taking it the same day.
You yelled at me last time when I said everyone should. So
No,
we
she-
get stronger.
Yeah, I'm not, unless you're answering phones.
Nope.
To be taken by the end of the year, required to be taken by the end of the year, to do whatever you want.
Oh, wow.
So if it's to take Busch Light and peaches and cream to Cody,
Cody,
at
she's
Peloton,
on her way.
she'll be there, boss. Or to not tell Brad that you're taking the time off, we'll cover for you.
What if he watches?
We'll cover for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Or you can bring him here. We'll babysit.
Again, Sydney will babysit. Cindy's answering phones and babysitting Brad.
All at the same time. Sounds like a day.
So, but you're
Perfect.
required to take it. Only requirement is that you're not telling anybody else in the back
Okay.
that that's what you get, because we don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody else.
Promise.
But we want to thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
We
guys.
appreciate you.
Cheers.
Thank you for all you do and will do. And